Hello and welcome to this episode of Soul Growth. Hello and welcome to this episode of Soul Growth. Today I am getting into being the CEO of your life. So, we have been taught, so we've been taught to outsource our power, right? But the truth is, the power isn't outside of us. It's inside of us. And this is the truth that is already awakening inside of you because you're remembering that you are your own authority. You are the CEO of your life. And being the CEO of your life is about inner mastery. It's about how you handle yourself, how you lead yourself through all seasons of your life, regardless of what is going on in your outside world, regardless of what is going on around you, whether that's personally or professionally. It's about self leadership, it's about personal power, it's about your identity, who you are and who you're becoming. It's everything that's required to call in the next level of your life, of your success, and being able to hold it all too. And this is so important, and it's something that's been missed out of success for way too long. Having success, external, material success, and being able to hold it in a healthy way without abandoning or betraying yourself while you pursue it or once you've achieved it, whatever your definition of success looks like for you, those are two very different things. And it's not something that is widely taught. We are encouraged, we are told to pursue our dreams and go after this version of success. And we are told directly or indirectly that it's going to make us happy, that it's going to give us everything we want. But we're not taught how to deal with the inner workings of success. So, what happens is that as success expands, the energetic load required to hold it also needs to expand with it. And so many leaders and visionaries underestimate this. They keep upgrading their strategy, their output, their vision. They're doing all of the things solely focused on the doing, the what's and the how's, but never considering and upgrading their inner capacity to match it, to be able to hold it, to be able to lead themselves, to own this power at this higher level, to be the identity that matches it. And when these things, the inner success, and when these things, the inner and the outer world, they aren't aligned, they aren't a match, that's when people start to experience energetic collapse. That's when we get things like imposter syndrome, burnout, and we see people trying to cope with the weight of this external success with unhealthy coping mechanisms. And it's because when I say the weight of the external success, it's the bigness of that external success compared to their inner world that was built to hold it. Again, they're not in alignment, they're not a match. And it leads to all of these things. And it also leads to looping in the same patterns, experiencing some version of the same thing over and over again, regardless of the fact that they're doing some different things. Maybe changed their business or got with a new partner, moved home, changed their environment in some other way. They've changed the outer, but not focused on the inner. The next level version of you, the version of you that has already achieved the level of success that you're working towards, they didn't just focus on what they were doing. They also focused on who they were being, because they know that is the fastest, cleanest path to get into where they wanted to be. Trying to create your next level of success from the same identity, the same energy, the same patterns that have got you to where you are, they're only going to get you so far, because for things outside of you to change, something inside of you has to change first. This is what I have been seeing for years, since the beginning of my career in personal and spiritual growth, and even before that, actually. But before, these patterns that I was seeing, I just thought that I was kind of making them up in my head. But the longer that I've been on this path, the more that I have grown and trained and expanded, worked with people, looked at what is shown to us through the media, whether that's TV, social media, whatever, the more and more I can see these things as being true. Because without deliberate recalibration, success starts to look like the dream from the outside, but inside, it starts to slowly drain your life force energy, and it's going to leave you questioning everything. And it can even make you wonder, like, who the hell am I? It can leave you looking at what to do to make the feelings that you're feeling go away, to try and fix things. But that's not how it works. So I like I was sharing, I've been seeing all this stuff for years. I've been seeing the mismatch. And whilst I can do what I do, whilst working with somebody on a one-to-one personal basis, I can only help so many people. I mean, in my private mentoring, I only work with up to 5 people at any one time. 5 people versus however many people are on the planet, that's either going to be a very slow journey, or more realistically, it's just not happening at all, right? So something that's been coming through to me for years is how to has to change first. And this is exactly why I created Life CEO Day. Life CEO Day is like your monthly boardroom meeting with yourself. It's a space that I've created for you to land, switch off performance mode, and start to calibrate your inner game to be able to hold the pressure and the speed and the visibility that comes with building your legacy, building to your next level of success. Because without deliberate recalibration, success starts to look like the dream from the outside, but inside it's going to start to slowly drain your life force energy and have you questioning everything. It's where you could start to wonder, like, who the hell am I? Is this even what I really want? When things aren't going the way that you think they should be, you start to wonder, am I doing something wrong? Is there something wrong with me? All of that kind of thinking, because you're not calibrating your inner game. You're not expanding your inner capacity to be able to match the external success that you're creating. So, Life CEO Day is for when you're ready to look beneath the surface at what's working, what's not, and what you need to adjust so that you can move forward confidently in being the person who is able to create your next level of success and doing it from the frequency of power and wholeness and clarity. This is the inner architecture that runs literally the show of your life in every area. And it's where you get to expand your capacity to receive more, whether that's money, freedom, recognition, impact. Because you get to live a life that feels as internally rich as it looks outwardly impressive. It's not one or the other. If something in you right now knows that this is just meant for you, that Life CEO Day is where you need to be, then head to lifeceodate.com and join me. And all of the other leaders who are claiming this next level identity for themselves. We are getting together at the end of every month, and I'm going to be there to support you in calibrating to the frequency of that next level of success, of your next level of success, so that you can receive it without force, without hustle, and without feeling like you're selling your soul. Because, never been a vibe, but definitely not the vibe now. As I've shared with you before, we are in a new era. The work that we do inside of Life CEO Day, this is the work that shifts everything. It's what supports sustainable and powerful success inside and out, because you deserve to live and lead your life from your full power, wholeness, and depth, and nothing less. I've shared with you many times before about the power of divine timing and how everything comes together when it's ready and how you can't rush it, etc. And Life CEO Day is just another example of that, because it's an idea that first came to me in 2023 and it showed up in one way. And since then, it's evolved and it's shifted, become kind of something else. Like, the core of it is the same, but it did shift. Then I completely forgot about it. And then last year, the idea came back to me. Now, my logical mind would have said, oh, yeah, we'll launch that in 2025. But it didn't happen. I did start to put it together, but something just didn't feel all the way right. And by that time, I had shed the version of me that forces things to come together. Like, that version of me had been deleted, so we weren't doing that. And I just surrendered. And then, just like that, the idea dropped back in and I moved with it. And it all started to piece together effortlessly. The words dropped in, and I noticed how they had elevated and shifted to match my growth. And as I started putting it all together, I then saw how we were moving into a new calendar year, and January is the ideal time for this to come to life. Not only because of the new calendar year, but also because it's my birthday month. And also, what I love is that today is the beginning of a brand new, powerful 13-year cycle. I literally couldn't have planned the timing of Life CEO Day being shared with you better if I'd tried. As I was saying, my logical mind would have had this launched in 2023, 2024, 2025, but it was always meant to come together right now at this time with all of these new beginnings. Beginning of 2026, beginning of me moving into a new decade of my life, beginning of this new 13-year cycle. I mean, literally, talk about the stars being aligned. So let this be a lesson to you. So as I share this with you, where in your life do you need to let go, to surrender? Where are you perhaps trying to force or push something to happen prematurely when it's not quite time, when your mind would like it to be at this time, on this date, and in this way, but actually there is a better opportunity for it to come together? Once again, your soul always knows the way. So if you just like feel like Life CEO Day is where you need to be, that this is meant for you too, and you are ready to be the CEO of your life, not just your business, join me, join us. Booking and full details are at lifeceoday.com. Remember, you're the energetic force behind everything you do. It all starts inside of you, personally and professionally. And when you take full self ownership of this truth and live from it, everything shifts. That is all for today's episode of Soul Growth. That's all for this episode of Soul Growth. I will see you soon, and I look forward to seeing you inside of Life CEO Day very soon. Big love. Mwah.